the broader market is actually improving. Okay. And this is exactly kind of what I said would happen 2 days ago. And it's starting to happen like clockwork. 2 days ago, I told you guys that the FOMC meeting is going to bring volatility. And it always does. No matter what Powell says, it always, every single time we have a FOMC meeting, we have volatility. Every single time. He could say the best things on earth and it brings volatility. And it usually does so for about a day or two. And then around Friday and going into the weekend and the next week, you see a market recovery. So this morning, the pre-market was very, very bad. Very bad indeed. It was like minus 300 and it looked like it was going to be very bad. But now we're starting to recover. But one of the things that is helping is this key inflation reading that actually came in better than expected or lower than expected. So Dow Jones estimated that the PCE inflation was going to be at 2.5% for November. It actually ticked in a little bit lower at 2.4%. So this definitely helped. But overall, again, and I've been recapping this for the last day and a half, that whatever Powell said was not that bad, but there are some that are interpreting it as a horrible thing. Like, okay, he's only going to cut rates twice in 2025, and somehow that's a horrible thing. Okay, and just because he said it doesn't mean that it's set in stone. No, it's not. If the data shows that he needs to cut more, he will cut more. He's just forecasting right now, okay? Things are not set. He could change very easily as the data comes along, right? So again, it's just a very severe overreaction. And plus, I think it's just a norm. Like I said, if you looked at all the previous FOMC meetings, every single one results in the same thing. Right afterwards, you have this massive shakeout, massive volatility, and then we have this recovery, and then no one remembers it anymore. Every single time. Every single time. So we'll see. Bitcoin's recovering pretty well, guys. Like I've been saying, dips are gifts at this point. For any one of you guys that have missed out on the last few weeks, the tremendous gains that we've had, right? And you've been holding out because you thought things were too expensive. You didn't want to buy Bitcoin above $100,000. You didn't want to buy Bitcoin at $108,000. What's stopping you from buying Bitcoin at $96,000? Or what's stopping you from buying SUI at 417 versus when it was closing in at $5? Think about that. You're getting a gift right now. A pre-Santa rally gift. That's the best way to think about it. And right now, there is extreme fear in Wall Street. Okay? Not just in crypto, in Wall Street overall. But it really, again, you got to change your perspective, right? Smart money, they are the ones that buy when others are panicking. Okay? Fearful money, the retail investors, the ones that are panicking, the ones that sell whenever there is fear, they're not the ones that's going to be making money, because whenever there is volatility, they just tend to sell off whatever they have. The smart money are the ones that are actually taking advantage when there are dips. How you make money when it comes to investing is you buy low and sell high. You don't buy high and sell low. That's the opposite of what you're trying to do. So keep that in mind. All right, moving forward, what else is causing some fear? Well, the government shutdown, right? So there may be a government shutdown coming as soon as tomorrow. So I don't know if this is causing a whole lot of fear, right? But again, whenever there's a government shutdown, people don't like it. Certainly not Wall Street. A lot of government workers may be, maybe going home, not getting a paycheck, some essential workers, and then of course Congress, they're not going to get paid. And, there's always some kind of thing going on, right? But generally speaking, Congress figures it out, right? Because none of them want to not get paid. And generally they figure it out. So we'll see. But usually, with these kind of bills, they always stuff like a million things into them. And that's why there's always just kind of like this battle going on between both sides, because it's not just like one issue or two issues. There's like 100 issues that they're debating over. And it's never an easy thing. It's never an easy thing. So that's something else that's going on. And here's something else that's going on too. Today's also a triple witching day, which means that options linked to stocks will expire. So that's always the thing, a big options expiration day. And also futures expiration day. I mean, there's just a lot of things going on today. Okay, so today is brought on, volatility is brought on also because of this triple witching day, right? Usually whenever you have like options and futures expiration and a whole bunch of stuff, especially as we're coming to the end of the year, right? And then you have a lot of funds. I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. A lot of funds have to adjust their portfolios for the new year too, right? And there are some funds that have to sell to prep for like taxes and stuff for next year. There are a lot of stuff that's going on as well. So this was the headline this morning. Bitcoin falls 8% in a volatile trade around 93,000 and sell-off intensifies. Well, things have gotten a lot better already. We're closing at 96,000. So again, anyone that picked up already profited a little bit. But look at this. Look at this headline. Look at this tweet from CZ back in 2020. See, this is what I'm talking about. Back in 2020, right, we were nowhere close to $100,000. But CZ already predicted this, and so many others did too. CZ said, waiting for new headline, Bitcoin crashes from 101,000 to 85. That's basically essentially what just happened now. We went from 108 down to 92, which if you calculate is the same percentage as 101 to 85. This is exactly the same kind of fear that some of you guys are panicking over right now. Back in 2020, we would have all have loved to crash from 101 down to 85. We were nowhere close to 101, right? We would have loved to have crashed from 101 down to 85. This was December 17th of 2020 when Bitcoin, December 17, 2020, do you guys realize what Bitcoin was at? Bitcoin was at like $10,000. We were a tenth of where we are now, right? So this puts things again into perspective, how silly it is now for some people to be complaining and quite frankly bitching about our 8% dip when back in the day Bitcoin was at 10,000 and we were making jokes like we would one day make fun of how we would be saying we were crashing from 100,000 to 85,000. And now it's the reality, right? So again, putting things in perspective, we have come a long way, guys. Long way. Anyone panic selling right now, they will be regretting it. That's the bottom line. You don't want to be panic selling. You don't want to be giving up. your crypto to others, to the smart money, to the big money, to others that will be happy to take it off your hands because they know Bitcoin is going to recover, and they know Bitcoin and everything else is going to go a lot higher in 2025. And right now, this is just silliness. This is just fear among the retail investors, among Wall Street that are panicking, that are being really reactionary. And this is just really, really silly. Really silly indeed.